What is going on, everyone? I'm bringing you brand new Rush Duel news. I couldn't just make this a community post. I had to make this an actual news video because Injection Fairy Lily is actually getting her own deck. That is ridiculous. Injection Fairy Lily is coming to Rush Duel and she's gonna come in with a whole slew of support. Okay, well, it's really only just 3 other cards, but this is the start of something nice. I remember back in the day, Injection Fairy Lily was an incredibly popular card, a secret rare card, and everyone was running in their deck. All you had to do was just drop her on the field and you got a 3400 attack beater. The 2000 life points, it was kind of a risk to use her, but goodness, she was just everywhere back in the day. And now we're at a point where Injection Fairy Lily, well, it's kind of like a card nobody's gonna play. But in Rush Duel, oh, this girl, she is coming through with some support that's gonna actually make her very, very playable in this format. But first, we gotta talk about the myth, the legend herself, Injection Fairy Lily, who is, well, not a legend card, which is great that she's not a legend card, because that means you could run multiple of hers in the deck, and there's a good reason why she's not a legend card this time around, and we'll get right to that right after I go over her effect. She's a level 3 Earth Spellcaster effect monster with 400 attack and 1500 defense, completely having the same exact stat line as her original card, which is pretty average for any card ported into Rush Duel. Her effect is to pay 2000 life points, and we all know what comes next with this effect. This card gains 3000 attack until the end of the turn, and that right there in the effect is why she's not a legend card. You see, the original version of the card works on both players' turns. This one only works during your turn, and back in the day, that used to be pretty crazy. You know, people had to leverage advantage. They used to have to decide, do I attack into this Injection Fairy Lily knowing it's gonna beat over a monster and make my opponent waste 2000 life points? Of course, I'm gonna lose life points as well. It was always such a fun time to see how people interacted with this card, but in this game, you can only do it during your turn, which makes her not as powerful as before, but it also means that she doesn't deserve a legend status, which is great because, again, now you can run 3 of her in the deck, and if she's going to have her own dedicated deck, then you're going to want to run 3 of her. Also, some of you may not remember, because Injection Fairy Lily is a very old card. Remember they took out the actual needle and replaced it with a rocket? I mean, that's pretty crazy. They're like, oh, we can't show people needles. That's scary. Some people are afraid of needles. It would be a lot less scary to say that she's hitting people with a rocket. I guess there are more people that have a phobia against needles than rockets, but that was a wild change up. But Injection Fairy Lily is not alone, because she's going to have a veterinarian counterpart as well. That is called Animal Dr. Lily. She's a level 3 Earth Beast Warrior effect monster with 400 attack and 1500 defense. So she has the same stat line, she has the same attribute, she has the same level, but she's a Beast Warrior instead of a Spellcaster. During the turn, this card is normal summon, pay 500 life points, choose 1 Earth monster with 400 attack and 1500 defense in your graveyard, and special summon it face up. Then you could choose 1 face up monster in the field, and it gains 1000 attack until the end of the turn. So the only monster she can target with this effect is herself and Injection Fairy Lily. Now, if you're reviving Injection Fairy Lily with this, she's gonna come up with 1400. Then you're gonna use her effect, and she's gonna go to 4400. Now, of course, you pay 2500 life points to make all this happen, but my goodness, Injection Fairy Lily is now even stronger than she was in the original game with this new support. Next, we have a spell card called Lily's Injection Needle, which will probably be turned into Lily's Injection Rocket, which sounds bad. Please don't change it to that. That sounds terrible. But yeah, it's a normal spell card, and the requirement is if your opponent controls a monster, choose 1 Earth monster with 400 attack and 1500 defense in your graveyard and add it to the hand. Then if you activate the effect of Injection Fairy Lily this turn, you can pay 100 life points for the requirement of the effect. That is ridiculous. So you get Injection Fairy Lily right back, or you can get back the Animal Doctor, which would then get back Injection Fairy Lily from your graveyard anyway. But then, for the rest of the turn, when you use Injection Fairy Lily's effect, you're only paying 100 instead of 2000. That is ridiculous. You're paying a lot less to be able to get a gigantic beater onto the field. This is the type of stuff that Injection Fairy Lily needed in the original game to make her playable. I am so glad they thought so far ahead on how to actually make this card work. I mean, you could throw in 3 Injection Fairy Lilies on the field and then power them all up to 3400 by simply paying 300 life points. Absolutely love this card. I have to make her deck. I hope she gets more cards. I mean, there is still one more card to go over, but hopefully she gets more than just these 4 cards for her entire deck. Next, we have Fairy's Injection. It's a normal trap card. The requirement is when your opponent draws during their opponent's turn, or your opponent normal summons a monster. So there are 2 open windows to be able to activate this card. Choose 1 monster on your field and send it to the graveyard. Then if there is an earth monster or monsters with 400 attack and 1500 defense in your graveyard, you could choose one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Now this has no level requirement to destroy, so essentially as long as you have Injection Fairy Lily or the Animal Doctor Lily in the graveyard, you are just going to be able to strictly destroy a monster, which is great because in this game you can't use Injection Fairy Lily's effect during your opponent's turn. So how are you supposed to counteract your opponent during your opponent's turn? This is it right here. She doesn't beat over a monster, but you'll instantly just destroy a monster instead, and that is an awesome way to circumvent the fact that she can't use her effect during the opponent's turn, to still give her something that makes her dangerous during the opponent's turn with this brand new trap card. Goodness, I cannot wait. I want these cards. I want there to be more because you can't just do anything with just these 4. Because you can run just these 4 at the moment and splash it into some kind of deck, maybe some crazy makeshift deck, but come on, there is so much space between Lily and the Doctor and all the spell and the trap. Man, I'm hoping there is a lot more. Maybe we'll see more type of doctors come in. Hopefully more spell and trap card support as well. Maybe she'll even get a fusion. I don't know, but I am super hyped right now. Injection Fairy Lily is back. This is one of my favorite old school cards, and it's so great to see her come into Rush Duel completely revitalized and actually be playable. And come on, look at that Overrush artwork. That's one of the cards I'm definitely going to want in the set. I need 3 Injection Fairy Lilies. I am super excited about this. But let me know what you guys think, people. Are you super excited that Injection Fairy Lily is actually coming back and having her own deck? Who could have guessed this was going to happen? I mean, at some point I thought she might be in Rush Duel as a legend monster, but they are so smart about it. She's back. And she has her own cards. You can actually make an Injection Fairy Lily deck. So yeah, let me know if you're excited about that. Let me know if back in the day you used to actually play Injection Fairy Lily. Were you one of the players that used to play when Injection Fairy Lily was a big card in the format like I was? Let me know in the comments section. But that's all I got for you guys today. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things that keep the channel alive, and peace out.